Boys, we're over halfway through 2024 and it is officially summer here. So if you had goals coming into this year of wanting to make 2, 3, 5, 10K per month, even 20K per month online, or maybe you just had simple goals like wanting to make your first dollar online and it hasn't happened for you yet, do not sweat it. Do not panic. Do not stress because I'm going to be your savior. And in this video, I'm going to give you the step-by-step plan that you need to follow to start making money online by the end of this summer. And I like to call this my 5K per month step ladder because if you follow each one of these steps to a T, it is unreasonable for why you can't make 5K per month online in the next 3 months. It's exactly what I personally did. It's exactly what all of my students are doing right now. And honestly, it's what a lot of other people are doing right now out there that I don't even know of, right? So if you're sick of staying stuck, you're working a shitty 9 to 5, or you're in college or whatever, and you're not reaching your goals while you see everyone else on social media doing so, just take the next 15 minutes or so here out of your day, focus, watch this vid, take some notes, and I promise you won't regret it. Let's get straight into it. So with that being said, I just put a random number in the title. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but this is 100% doable. And this was actually my weekly sales commission payouts. If you add this up, it equates to the number, obviously. Cool, whatever. Now, we're going to start at the bottom here, and this is step 1. So we actually need to go and find the right business model to start, right? So a lot of you guys might be lost out there. You might be confused because you see tons of people out there talking about different business models to start and try. Now, when it comes to finding the right business model, you must be looking for these requirements, all of these in white here. So it shouldn't require startup cost, or it shouldn't require a lot. So a lot of businesses just off of that alone are out of the picture. It also shouldn't have a ton of competition, right? So it shouldn't be like a business model that is saturated. Competition isn't a bad thing, but if it has too much, then that's a problem. It also shouldn't be a business. Guys, when you're first starting out with making money online, you actually shouldn't start a business. Do you actually think that as a complete beginner, you're going to understand advanced topics right out of the gate, like marketing, like how to create a product, like how to deliver to clients? All of these are complicated things. And as a beginner, you're not meant to know these things yet. That's why you should actually do what I'm about to tell you in this video. And then later on, you can start your own business. And then also something that has long-term scalability. So you don't want to find something now that can make you like 5K per month, but you can never exceed that, right? So you want to find something that not only can you make money now, but you can also make money forever, and your income can grow every single month, right? And the answer to the best business model to get started with is remote sales. It's pretty obvious at this point, but if you're not already aware, it kind of checks all of this criteria because it doesn't require startup costs. It doesn't have a ton of competition right now. It's not a business. So you're going to go in and you're going to just focus on remote sales, which is great. And you also have the long-term scalability of being able to take your skill in remote sales and be able to translate it into running your own business in the long term. Cool. Now let's talk about step 2. So let's drag this up. Cool. So now step 2 is going to be getting your first prospect interested. Okay. And the timeline on this is usually about 3 to 7 days, right? So if you follow this, you should be able to get this done in the next 3 to 7 days. First thing you need to understand, now that we understand remote sales is the best business model, now how do we actually go out and find somebody to work with in doing remote sales? The first thing that we need to understand is who is our ideal client? Who do we actually want to work with? And believe it or not, guys, your skill in sales is actually less important than the offer that you work in. Like, you can be shitty at sales and still make a lot of money if you find a good offer. And then in the inverse, you could be extremely good at sales, working in a shitty offer, you're not going to make a lot of money, right? So with that, we need to understand what our ideal client is. And it's somebody who's posting organic content on social media. They have a high ticket offer. So something really easy that you can do to find people that have high ticket offers is usually they'll have like a link in their bio, and it won't be to like a buy option. It'll be to some sort of application, right? And if you know somebody has some sort of like application, that means that they're selling something expensive. And if they have like a thing that you can just straight up go in right away and buy, like something like an online course that's like $100 or something, then probably not a good candidate for you to work with in this type of a position. Also, they should have good proof of concept. So they should have students that have worked with them that have gotten great results. They should also have a good story. They should also have a great vision. So they should have good proof of concept. They should already be making money, etc. And then also a good niche, right? So if you have no interest in fitness, don't go in and work with a fitness coach. Okay. Hopefully that's not too crazy to say, but you want to be working with an offer that you're like semi interested in. Okay, cool. Now, with that understanding, there's literally tens of thousands of these people out there. So, you have a massive pond to fish from. Now, let's talk about actually going in and landing these people. So, the first thing that you need to do is you need to optimize your profile. I recommend, I'll talk about this in a second, but the method that I recommend is called chaining or connections or the ads method. And all of this is done on Instagram. So, we need to optimize our profile here on IG. Usually, what I recommend here is just a clean profile picture. Do not put appointment setter, high ticket sales, remote sales, anything like that in your bio, please. If you do that, if you put that in your bio, I'm literally going to reach through the camera and put you in a chokehold. Do not put appointment setter or high ticket closer in your bio, please. That is the fastest way to go broke. Okay. Just put something simple, something clean in your bio. You can put a quote or something and then get a couple posts up of you looking professional. Do not look like a dickhead in front of like nice Ferraris and sports cars, like you're like grew up in a rich family or something. Just keep it clean, keep it professional, and make it seem like you're intelligent. And then, that's pretty much all you need to do for your profile. Ideally, get some followers too as well. But as long as you have a couple hundred of those, you're good to go. Now, the chaining, the connections, and the ads method. So I actually teach these in depth inside of my program. Chaining, basically you go to industry leaders, people that they're following, and you go in and look through the people that they're following. And you should have a lot of your ideal clients in there because people in the industry tend to follow each other. So if I was an industry leader, I would follow some of my best clients. I'd follow some of my close friends that also run the kind of businesses that you want to work with. And so chaining works really well. Connections works really well. So you can actually go and start following the people that you find from chaining. And then Instagram, because it thinks that you're interested in like following these accounts, it's going to recommend more for you. And then the same thing here with the ads method. Once you start interacting with some of these accounts here, you're going to start to see ads from them. And if you start interacting with the ads, then it's going to send you similar ads out. And that's going to allow you to find more people to reach out to. So this is where you can find people to reach out to. And then all you have to do is when you find people, you just have to make sure that they meet the criteria here for your ideal client and that your profile is optimized. And then as well, that we use the right outreach message. So I'm a firm believer of doing personalized outreach. So an example of something like that would be like, hey, John, I just watched your most recent YouTube video talking about how you helped your client Julia lose 20 pounds in the last 2 months. It was super inspiring. So you notice how I just personalized it. I totally just freestyled that, but obviously like I would go in and find something to personalize my message that I send to these people. Then after that, I'd say, I was wondering if you had any spots open on your sales team for either an appointment setter or closer. If so, I would love the opportunity to work for you. And then here's the kicker. If you do, I would love to send over a video introduction explaining how I can help to see if we'd be a good fit to work together. And so when you do this enough times and when you send out enough messages like that to the right people at the right time, you're going to get interest, which is the goal of step 2. Once we get somebody saying, yeah, I love it if you send over a video introduction, or sure, I'm open to talking about it, that is interest. So that means step 2 is done if we get that. Now let's move on to step 3 here, which is actually going to be landing your role. So just because you get somebody interested doesn't mean that they're always going to end up being a client. So let's just say you send over the message, hey, like I can send over a video introduction to see if we'd be a good fit. And then they're like, sure, I'd love that. So then you're going to send personalized Loom video. So you're going to create a Loom video talking about you, your experience, how you can help them, etc., with remote sales. And then you can talk as well about your story, why you're qualified, etc. And if you do this to enough people, you're going to get somebody, actually, there's like a typo here. You're going to get somebody that's interested in wanting to do an interview, right? So, hey, I checked out your personalized Loom video. I'd love to jump on an interview. And then you're going to get on an interview. And then if you do enough interviews, you're going to inevitably land a role. So with this whole process of doing outreach and doing volume, where you're doing like 50 to 100 personalized outreach every single day, and you're getting people interested, it's literally just a matter of time before you land your first role. I've seen it happen as fast as like 7 days, and I've seen it happen as slow as like 30 days. So it's definitely 100% doable. If you're wondering what to say in your personalized Loom video, you pretty much, if you have experience, you talk about your experience. If you don't, you say, hey, I've been practicing remote sales from YouTube, and I've been practicing with some of my friends, and I'm really interested in the topic. And if you hire me, I promise you that it'll be my only focus to get better. And I will also focus on the small things like cleaning the CRM, doing follow-ups that nobody wants to do. So by taking a chance on me, I'm hungry, I'm wanting to prove myself. That's what you'll be getting. So you want to actually use the fact that you don't have a lot of experience to your advantage. Like, hey, I don't have a lot of experience. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I've been practicing a lot and I want to prove myself. And people actually hire you. I've hired a lot of salespeople for my own business. People hire you here because you're hungry, not because you're qualified. Okay. And then the fourth and the final step here, I guess we can just delete this now, is elevating your skill. So now once you've landed a role, the timeline here, I'm sorry to say this, like it's not going to be 90 days. The timeline here is infinite. Now you can make 5K per month in the next 90 days, but elevating your skill of sales is going to be an infinite game that you are playing for the rest of your life. I've been doing sales now for 4 years, and I could write out a list of like 10, 20 things that I could be doing better, right? And that always happens. So you can definitely make 5K per month in the next 90 days, but there is a massive skill gap when it comes to sales. So the timeline here is infinite. But most people, they start off with appointment setting first, and then they end up going into doing high ticket sales later on after that, where you're actually jumping on a Zoom call or a phone call, selling a program. And then after that, they transition into being what we call scaling operators, where you start taking over parts of the business and you start trying to get control of other pieces than just high ticket sales and appointment setting. And this is where you can start making like 15, 20, 30. I was even making 50K per month as a scaling operator. High ticket sales, you can make anywhere between, I'd say like 5K on the low end, depending on your offer, to like 20K on the high end, depending on your offer. And then appointment setting, you can usually make between like 3 to 8K. Again, just depending on the offer, your skill level, and a couple other characteristics. Now, when it comes to actually elevating our skill, there's a couple of things that we should be doing. Number one, you absolutely should work with a coach, okay? You don't have to necessarily work with a coach right out of the gate unless you want to. It can definitely help. You don't have to though, but non-negotiable, once you start making money, you should be working with a coach that's going to help you like look at your DMs for appointment setting, look at your conversations, look at your sales calls, and help you make more money inside of your position. So 100%. Another thing that you can do to elevate your skill is review your DMs and review your calls, right? So for me, I'd usually wrap up my day and then I'd go in and actually watch some of my stuff back to see what I can improve on. And then there's also like role play. So we do this a lot, but it's like you can get in a call with a couple other guys and you can throw out objections to each other and just practice hypothetical situations. And then you also have YouTube. YouTube is actually a great resource to learn sales. It's nowhere near as good as working with a coach, but it definitely can work, right? I'd rather have you watch a YouTube video on how to get better at sales while you're chilling in the car, driving somewhere, than listen to like stupid rap music. Okay? Cool. So this is the step ladder. And if you go through this and you follow this to a T, you can literally just focus on like checking each one of these boxes off. Like you will see results. It's not a question of maybe this will work, maybe this won't work. No, this actually has to work if you put in the work. So with that being said, hopefully you guys got some value out of this. One thing I want to say real quick, I just went through this process, but if you guys are actually looking to work with somebody. So you're like, Trevor, this video is awesome. This resonated so much with me. I think that I could do this. I could see myself doing this. I could see how you can be successful in this, but I want to work with somebody to speed up the process, right? Maybe you're thinking like, I could see the value if you were able to go in and help me, that you could help me go through this process easier and quicker and perfect things like your personalized outreach, your personalized Loom video, your interviews, and all of this fun stuff. So with that being said, I actually do help people go through this 4-step ladder inside of my coaching program. And if you want more details around that, then what you can do is you can just go to the link in the description right now and you can book a call with myself, and you and I can get on a conversation, see where you're at right now, see what kind of goals you're looking at. And then if it makes sense, I can explain a little bit more about how I can help you out. And I promise you, it's not some shitty online course. It's actually an in-depth, hands-on coaching program that gets results. All right. Other than that, guys, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.